back to my channel. I'm Deni, and today I'm gonna be doing a tag. So my good friend here, Sherri Ward, tagged me, and the tag is actually called Another Palette Tag. And I thought it was really cool because I love eyeshadow palettes and they're some of my favorite things to collect. So it's fitting to be tagged on something like that. So let's just go ahead and get started. I believe there's 9 questions. So the first question is, what was your first palette? Now, I actually have my first palette. So this right here was my first palette, and this is the Urban Decay Book of Shadows. And this is so old. It looks like this. It has a mirror right there, so I'm going to cover it. And it has like butterflies and flowers and jewels and things like that. And then right here are all the shadows that came in that, with 2 brushes and some of their primer potion. I actually still have all the stuff in here, the originals in here. This palette isn't even as well loved as it should be, because I remember wanting this palette so bad, and it's supposed to be like a book. So I've kept it all these years because it's a collector edition to myself, and I just can't part with it because of that. So that was my first palette. So number 2 is, what was your most recent purchased palette? I actually purchased 4 palettes at once. So they are the Juvia's Place ones. I ended up getting Magic, I got Zulu, Nubian 2, and The Masquerade. I bought all 4 at the same time, and they came all 4 together. So number 3 is, what palette do you regret missing out on? Actually, I didn't really think of that question too hard. Usually when I want something, I really go out and get it. There isn't anything that's sticking out that... There is one that I am eyeing that I don't have, and it's a BH Cosmetics one that has like the palm trees and things like that, just because the colors in that palette look very like pastel but tropical, and it looks very like summer inspired. And that one I do want and I don't have. I'm not missing out because they still have it, but limited edition things, I don't know that there are too many things that I would want. So number 4 is, what palette makes you happy to look at? So I'm gonna go with my Burn Book palette, which is right here. This right here, the outside packaging really makes me happy to look at, as well as on the inside, because it has like some punches of color that are so beautiful. And I solely have this to look at it. I haven't used it yet. I will. I just haven't touched it, but I am gonna touch it at some point. So number 5 is, what palette have you changed your mind about? The palette that I changed my mind about was the Dream Street palette by ColourPop, because I purchased it thinking that it was gonna be something unique, and it wasn't. And I feel like I got duped by purchasing someone's collab. So that to me is something that I've changed my mind about, and it's made me think about all my new purchases. So number 6 is, what is a palette that has surprised you? So the palette that is surprising me lately is the Electric palette by Urban Decay. One, because it was so bold that it kind of can intimidate you, but as soon as I started playing around with it and started seeing the color combinations and possibilities of all these pops of color, I have fallen in love with it, and I am so glad that I purchased it before it went off the market. So the palette that inspires me the most is this purple palette, which I don't remember the name of it, but it is an Urban Decay palette. And the reason why it inspires me so much is because the color scheme is so bold and fun, and every time I pick this one up, I just love the colors inside of it, and it just makes me want to be wild and wear like bright colors. So this one inspires me a whole lot, and I've used it a bunch of times on my channel. I know this one is discontinued, but I believe that the colors in this palette you can still purchase in single form. So number 8 is, what palette is on your wish list? At the moment, I'm on a no buy for palettes, just because I feel that everything that they're coming up with is a dupe. One that I am eyeing to purchase in the future if it goes on sale is the Urban Decay Kaleidoscope palette, just because there are a few colors in that palette that are really beautiful and look really neat. However, that palette itself kind of drives me nuts because of the positioning of all the random squares and circles. It's like an eyesore to look at, but the colors within that palette really make me want to get it. But like I said, I'm on like a no buy for palettes, so I might just look at the shades that I really want from within that palette and just buy singles of those. So then number 9 is, what's your no fail palette? So I really find it hard to answer that question because I feel that I love so many different palettes that I couldn't choose one that's like a no fail that I feel like I always gravitate to, because I switch around through all of them so often. But if I had to say there is a type of palette that I fall back on that never steer me wrong, are rose palettes. I love anything that's rose gold, and those like mauvey pinks are like my go-to colors in life in general. So I don't have one that comes to mind. I don't own the Urban Decay Rose palette, but I do own a dupe that is very well loved. So I'm gonna go ahead and tag a few people that I don't think I heard get tagged. I'm gonna tag Summer. I want to tag Kasie. I want to tag Maggie if she can. I want to tag Glenn Mamdez, Jessica Paris. I don't know if Glitz is already tagged. If he's not, I'm gonna tag Glitz. I would also want to tag Nicole. So if I think of anybody else, or if you want to do this tag, please go ahead and do it. I'm gonna put a list down below of people that I want to tag because I know that they love palettes. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Become a member of my Gonz fam, and as always, from my house to yours. Love ya.